We got two old legends returning to the WWE one more time after a couple of years, after an interesting way of parting from the company, especially in terms of Jeff Mother Hardy. And then we have Matt Hardy coming back with him potentially, because let's just check out the news real quick and then I'll get your guys' opinion on this. But PWInsider.com is reporting that the Hardy Boys had a meeting with WWE officials in Cleveland, Ohio ahead of SummerSlam. The Hardys were in town appearing at Destination WrestleCon convention. Matt Hardy is also taking on Nick Gage at Game Changer Wrestling, so they're basically in the area. No word on what was discussed. But we have also heard some content was filmed to be rolled out via WWE Digital as well. So shout out to Slam News. So one more thing I gotta show you guys, like I said, they're in the area basically. The Hardy Boys are in Cleveland. This was 6 hours ago. They were spotted in the airport. At least Jeff Hardy was. I don't know where Matt is, but obviously he has to be very close behind. So I guess I'll start with Mr. Brian. How do you feel about Hardy Boys potentially returning to the WWE? Where do you see this going?
Y'all want me to be honest or?
Be honest. Give it to him blunt.
No, I don't know, man. I think they washed, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear this, but I think that at this point in time, it looks like Jeff Hardy is on a good road, though, lately. From what I've heard, it looks like he's really taking care of himself, so that's always good to see. But I do think that right now, man, it's like, I guess we could see one last run, get him in a Hall of Fame, but at the same time, it's something that doesn't interest me at this point in their careers. And that's just me, just generally speaking. I don't know how other people feel about this. It's nostalgic. I mean, it's cool. It's whatever. It's Jeff Hardy. Is one of the best of all time, but I don't know, man. I ain't really feeling this too much. It's very nonchalant about it, honestly.
So, I guess to you, like, they're just gonna sign the Legends contract, appear once or twice, do a couple of little segments, and get up out of there, basically.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, Kenny, what do you think about this?
Get him back in the game. That's all.
Brian, how dare you, my friend? The Hardys are legends. But I'll tell you one thing, though. Chickens, they come, they go. But Jeff Hardy, he was apologizing again recently. This man has been through the ringer, like back and back and back. He was like, I wasn't happy with what I did to AEW. They gave me a chance. They believed in me and I blew it. Like, bro, you blew it in TNA. You blew it in WWE when you went back. You went to AEW. You blew it. And he was saying, I'm going to do good in TNA this time. So now apparently he's jumping from TNA and going back to WWE. I mean, I was the biggest Jeff Hardy fan when I was little.
Let's get that straight. He wasn't signed to TNA.
No, not signed. I'm not saying he was signed, but he was over there doing it up.
Right. I mean,
but now I guess, TNA and WWE, they have this partnership. So even if he was signed to TNA, I think he would still be able to go back to WWE. But now he's getting another chance in WWE again after he left the last time, just walking through the crowd like, I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all, peace. We never saw him on WWE TV again.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Remember? Like, he literally, in the middle of the match, I think this was a live event, took a bump or something. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And literally walked out. And that's when, like, a couple of months later, he debuted in AEW. Like,
that's insane. I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah,
man. It was a bad way out. Now, Matt Hardy, he did all his contract stuff, and he was kind of going crazy with the delete, and the what does he call it? Woken Matt Hardy before he came to WWE. Yeah, so he wasn't getting what he wanted from his character in WWE. So he said, let me jump to AEW and do what I do over here. So I don't mind Matt Hardy kind of taking a chance on himself and trying to do that in AEW. But the way Jeff left just wasn't good. But these are ultimately WWE guys. They made themselves legends in the WWE. Jeff Hardy had a very high ceiling. But, I mean, he kind of self-destructed himself. So, WWE giving them another chance. Shouts out to the E, but I don't know how this is going to end.
I think it's going to end, like the way I said in the beginning of the video to Brian. There's going to, Brian, they're going to be back in the WWE games 100% immediately. Regardless if they appear on TV or not at this point, for sure. They're going to go ahead and do the Dudley Boys run from 2016. I don't know if any of you remember, Brian, Kenny, or anybody who's watching right now, but like that run, well, I remember it being extremely underwhelming for Hardy Boys, not Hardy Boys, but Dudley Boys themselves. They did basically nothing. They were just very old legends, old timers there just to, I guess, put over a couple of names as a nostalgia act. Because at this point, Matt Hardy cannot move, and after all the punishment Jeff Hardy has put himself through, he's not moving at all either. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give him the Intercontinental Championship? I would like, or even United States. Like, I would argue that in his last run, when he was like feuding with Sheamus in the WWE, Jeff Hardy was pretty much done physically there as well, and I wasn't seeing a high ceiling for him at all. And then he went off and pulled off that maneuver, right? Just walking out. And then you have his whole past with, as Kenny mentioned, TNA and everything else, just many mistakes after mistakes. Problems with AEW, but I wouldn't say he was too problematic himself in AEW. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't know exactly what happened backstage, but like his booking was, I think, was the tough thing there. But then again, I can't blame AEW either because like I feel sad at this point. I'll be quite honest with you guys. Like, I think these guys have done enough. They put themselves, especially Jeff Hardy, has put himself enough of physical torment that he can just let it go. He doesn't need to wrestle anymore. Maybe this might be an unpopular opinion. Let me know down in the chat. But I think it's okay for Jeff Hardy to hang it out at this point. Like, he even is in pain when doing a simple twist of fate. So much so that, for 3-4 years now, when he's doing the twist of fate, he does it as a stunner, so he doesn't have to bump on his back. Like, I think enough is enough, but that's my somber take on this whole subject. Just enjoy your money, your Legends contract, appear in a couple of segments, maybe do a couple of easy matches if you have dream matches left, I guess. But I can't think of a good tag team in the WWE right now that would be like a dream match. But I guess if you want to put over DIY or something, like just to give them a name, just to give them something to do, you can do that. But yeah, to me, like Brian, this is not a return that I'm like heavily looking forward to. So
clamoring for.
Yeah, no,
not at all.
I mean,
yeah, but I mean, they're the Hardys, man. I think what they need to do, you're right, it's time to hang it up because Matt Hardy, when he's out there, man, he just looks like a tank and he looks hurt and he's not good in the ring. Same with Jeff Hardy when he does the twist, not the twist of fate, the Swanton Bomb, his back hits like the opponent and he just looks like a big old whale just landing on them. Like, yo, shouts out to these young men. They did what they needed to do in their careers, but it's time to cancel Christmas.
Yeah, man, for their own health. Like, more important than anything else, we had this discussion with regards to Bryan Danielson as well. I love Jeff Hardy, man. He was like one of my favorites of all time. After the maneuvers he put, like, I still respect the crazy things he did, but like after everything he pulled in his career, I don't like him as much. I'll say it that way, I guess. Like, just quit while you can still walk. Allegedly, hopefully.
Sure. That's a fair take.
Oh man,
Fair to say.